Hi everyone, today I'm sharing my Style Icons makeup tutorial and we'll be attempting to recreate the Kate Moss Smoky Eyes Rock Chick look. I should start this by saying I am not a professional makeup artist, just a woman who loves makeup. And having had my makeup done by professionals hundreds of times over the years, I definitely picked up a few tips along the way that I'd love to share with you. So of course Kate Moss is one of my style icons and I will definitely be featuring her at some point in my Shop Her Look series. But today I really want to focus on her makeup routine and more specifically that beautiful smoky eye look that she does so well. So I'm going to be using lots of my usual products and then also trying out some new products which have just been sent from Code8 and also Chantecaille. So as you can probably tell, I have got zero on my skin, feeling a little bit bare right now. I have cleansed, toned and moisturized as per usual. I do a double cleanse each time to make sure I get rid of all the different types of dirt. So first of all, I use the Bare Minerals Oil Obsessed, which I love. And for my foam cleanser, I have just switched over to Chantecaille and I'm using this one, which is Rice and Geranium. Then I've used the Kiehl's Serum just to give my skin a bit of a boost. And a bit of eye cream by Willowberry Skin. Now first things first, I read that Kate Moss is a big fan of fake tan and I personally am particularly useless at putting it on. I end up with streaks all over the place and it looks awful, so I don't really use it very much. But what I do use occasionally, just before I put my makeup on, is this Cheapest Chips St. Moritz Gradual Tanning Cream, and I only put it on my face. It just seems to give me a really nice glow and a good base before I put my makeup on. So my skin is all buffed, prepped and ready to start putting some foundation on. So when creating that Kate Moss look, it's all about getting that fresh, dewy looking skin. So I've got two options on this. I've got my old faithful Chantecaille Future Skin, which I absolutely love. But I've just got in this new beauty balm from Code8, so I'm gonna give that one a try today. So this is called Second Skin Finish Beauty Balm and I believe I've got the shade Radiate. And apparently it's a very lightweight formulation that's meant to fill in the cracks as you go, and I'm all for a little bit of that. Right, so let's get a bit of that on. Oh, hair. You'll all tell me off for not tying my hair back. I don't like to tie it back because it gets really bad kinks in it. I also think, as I've got quite a heavy fringe, I don't really need to put too much makeup underneath there, maybe just a tiny bit of powder. But why cake it full of makeup and then get quite hot in the sun and then all your pores get clogged up when nobody can see it anyway? So I'm just gonna leave my forehead. This is the Kate Moss look without doing her forehead. Okay, so let's just get a little bit of this on. I've got nicely moisturized skin. So I think this is a little bit darker than I would normally go, but I have got quite a tan at the moment from the garden, so it's probably about right. Now I've got a mirror here if you're wondering. Now my aim is that this will just even out my skin tone rather than hide my natural skin colour, and that seems to be doing a really nice job. On my fingers it does feel slightly heavier than the Future Skin, but once you put it on your skin, it doesn't. It feels really, really nice, quite velvety actually. It feels like it's evened out some of the red blotches on my skin and a little bit of pigmentation, so I like that. It smells beautiful too. Okay, I take it back. I am gonna put a tiny bit of this on my forehead because there's a few sneaky spots up there. Just a little bit though, because I hate to be caked in it. I hate that feeling of too much makeup. So yeah, like that a lot. It's nice coverage. I will see how it lasts through the day so I can compare it properly against the Future Skin. But in terms of first impressions, I think that's really nice. So onto concealer, and there's a few different brands I've used over the years and probably keep coming back to. I really like this one by NARS, which is called the Radiant Creamy Concealer. And the other one I'm alternating with at the moment is by Charlotte Tilbury called Magic Away, which is equally good. But today I'm going to give my new one a try from Code8, and this is called the Seamless Cover Perfecting Concealer. I wonder if this will fill in the cracks as well. So a bit like the Charlotte Tilbury one, you've just got the little powder at the end, and I presume I just keep winding that down until I get some colour. Okay, so let me do a little bit of work on these lovely dark rings around my eyes. Oh wow, I've got really too much on there. Okay, hold on, bear with, because that is gonna look caked no matter what we do. There's a makeup artist somewhere cringing at my tutorial going, what are you doing, woman? So you might have seen on my Instagram that the house renovation is happening. It's madness. This was my own stupid idea, I know, to do the entire renovation at once in lockdown with the kids homeschooled. I must be mad, I know, but it will feel good in the end when it's all done. That feels and looks like there's a bit of reflector going on. It's a bit like the Touche Eclat where you've got an element, I think it's zinc in it, that just reflects the light quite nicely, which is definitely what I need on the bags underneath my eyes. I like that. I think that might become my new favourite concealer. Hold on, let me do the other eye and see if I'm still on to a winner. So on first impressions, I would highly recommend that concealer. That is brilliant. Okay, right, now let's attack the other little skin imperfections we've got going. Oh, comes out fast, that's what I will say. I've either over wound it up or it's coming out a little bit more liquid. Where else should we go? Where else should we cover up? Definitely this spot. So I always add a tiny bit just in that corner of my nose and take that around, just dabbing it in place. So that, hopefully you can see, is my base. Okay, so now I need a touch of powder. I don't want to have too much. I definitely don't want it to look caked. I want to keep this dewiness that I've got here over my cheekbone. So I'm just going to add it to my T section. So I'm trying out the Code 8 Matte Velour Finishing Touch Powder. Now, they have sent me this in the tone Light, which looks like that. It's probably not quite as dark as it looked there, but definitely right for me, I think. So I'm just going to dab some onto my brush and then dab it off. You can always add more, but you don't want to be caked in it. So a tiny bit down my nose and just around there to set in where I've put the concealer. Just a tiny bit around my eyes and a little bit on my somewhat overlooked forehead, but it doesn't matter. No one can see it. Okay, so just before I move on to my eyes, I'm going to do a little bit of colour and highlighting on my cheeks, because often you'll look really washed out if you haven't got any blusher on at all. So I like to do my blusher and my highlighters on my cheeks first, so I can get a good idea of where I'm headed with my makeup before I start on my smoky eyes. So now I'm going to try the bronzer and highlighter from Code 8. This is called the Sculpting Hd Palette. And if you take a look in there, you can see you've got bronzer one side with a bit of glitter in it, so it's going to do some highlighting on your cheekbones, and then also you've got more of a rosier touch on the other side. So we want to look nice and bronzed if we're trying to recreate that Kate Moss smoky eye rock chick kind of look. So definitely need a bit of highlighter and bronzer, and maybe just a tiny touch of the rose-coloured blush. So let's have a go with this. Okay, that definitely does the job it's designed to do, but I didn't realise it would work quite so well. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that off. Okay, that's better. I think I've got a bit carried away there. But as you can see, it's given a really nice highlighting effect to my cheekbone. So I better even it out now with the other side. Just take it up to your temples as well, so you're sort of lifting up your cheekbones. Okay, so that's enough. Okay, I'm just going to try the rose side to just give myself a little bit of blush. Not sure if this is going to work because it might be too shiny, but here we go. No, I think that's too shiny on my cheek section. I think for this look, the blush was just a little bit too shiny to put in the apple section here. So I'm going to use my old faithful blush, which is from the Deck of Scarlet palette. This blush is what I use on a day-to-day basis. Even if I'm having an off day and I'm wearing no makeup and I'm just popping out, I might just put a tiny bit of blush on to look fresh and healthy. So I'm just going to put a very small amount in the apples there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of NARS Laguna bronzer below my cheekbone, just to really contour my cheeks and make them really pop out even more so. I need to get some more of this because, as you can see, it's nearly out. And a tiny bit underneath my chin, the reason for which I'm not sure, but I've often seen makeup artists do it, so I copy them. Onto smoky eyes for creating that perfect Kate Moss rock chick kind of look. Now, I read that when she's doing this look herself, she's not too precious about it, she's very laid back, and she just keeps applying layers of eyeshadow until she's got the look that she wants. So to start with, I'm going to use this little Dior palette, and I'm going to use this very light shade across the top of my lids. Part of doing a really nice smoky eye with a bit of a rock chick kind of vibe is to make your eyes look as feline as possible. So you really want that lovely cat eye shape. Now, a lot of that is created with eyeliner, but you can start that train of thought with the eyeshadow. So I like a little bit of the light colour just in the corners of my eyes here, because it just sort of opens your eyes out and then enables you to take the shape in that lovely cat eye kind of fashion. So now I've got that really light colour on the inside of my eyes, I'm going to start accentuating over my lids with the darker colours. So I like to work my way up through a palette of browns or getting into more darker blacks, etc. I've got this very old, battered looking palette, which I love. I don't want to throw it away because it's brilliant. So I'm going to use a couple of these different colours and then gravitate towards the really dark brown here and then maybe a little bit of black on the outside edge. I'm just going to use this slightly larger blending brush to really sort of blend all that in and make it look smooth rather than any sort of harsh lines. So I'm just going to use one of my slightly darker shades and fill out my eyebrows a tiny bit. Okay, now I'm going to try a little bit of black just on the very outside corners of my eyes to really sort of convince that shape to go really nice and feline. And I'm going to use a folded cotton pad here just to place under my eye while I do it, because if it drops down too much, it just becomes a bit of a pain clearing it up afterwards. It's a really nice palette, that one actually, from Dior. I've used it quite a lot. It's got a very slight bit of glitter to the eyeshadows, which is quite nice. Not too much, not too over the top. Just enough. I quite like using lots of those different brown tones in the beginning, because then once you add a bit of black and you mix it all together, it makes a really nice tone together. And don't worry too much at this stage if it's going a bit harsh on the lines again, because you can always use that bigger brush and sort of feather it out a little bit. So when I'm blending the colours, I kind of go just up to the orbital bone and move the brush in tiny little circles, and it just makes all those lovely colours blend together really nicely. So hopefully you can see all those different colours there. What I'm now going to do is go back to the browns and start with underneath my eyes as well. So just taking that liner all the way along my lash line. You could take the black all the way to the inside of your eye if you wanted to. I personally prefer it just taken halfway. So as you can see, that liner has really defined underneath my eyes. I'm just going to use the bigger brush now and blend it all in. I wanted to have a bit more of a smudge rock chick kind of vibe rather than anything too perfect. Now to really get the perfect Kate Moss smoky eye rock chick look, we need lots and lots of eyeliner. Now I read that when Kate Moss does this look herself, she prefers to use a kohl pencil, so that's what I'm going to try today. So the liner comes down to this point, your bottom eyeshadow goes back up to the same point, and then you make a bit of a triangle at those very corners of your eyes. Okay, so I'm pretty much there with my smoky eyes now. I just need to do a bit of smudging, bit of tweaking, and lashings of mascara. I wouldn't add anything like false lashes with this look, because I think if you're particularly trying to recreate a Kate Moss kind of style, I don't think that's something that she would wear. I think she prefers to go on the more natural side of things, albeit with very smoky eyes. Now when I'm normally doing my makeup, I never really put mascara on the bottom lashes because it just bleeds into my makeup underneath. With this particular look, I am going to do it because that's what smoky eyes are all about. Whether it bleeds into your eyeshadow or not, it's all about a bit of sexy smudge. So with my bottom lashes, I turn the mascara stick slightly so I can just use the front section and just gently go through those lashes. Okay, I think I'm ready for a little bit of lipstick. So Code8 very kindly sent me a few different lipsticks to try, so let's have a quick look. We've got a really lovely nude tone there. That one could definitely work for this look. That's a really nice lip gloss. I definitely will use that, but I don't think it's quite right for this look because I think I need something a bit more matte on my lips. So let's have a look at this one. So this one is the AM/PM Nude Look Tinted Lip Balm, which sounds like the sort of thing I would need. Ah, that is perfect. A little mirror and have a go. It's got a bit of a caramel tone to it. I think it's a little bit warmer, which is nice. I really, really like that lipstick. That is definitely a winner. And a nice one to finish on. So that's it, my Kate Moss smoky eye rock chick kind of look is complete. Hopefully I've given you a bit of inspiration to try this look yourself at home. It's a beautiful new products in my collection that I would highly recommend. Standouts for me, I would say, would be the Code8 Seamless Cover Perfecting Concealer. Absolutely love the coverage on that. If you haven't heard me mention it before, I would highly recommend you try Chantecaille's Future Skin. That is a beautiful foundation when you want to create that dewy skin kind of look. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Maybe you've tried some of these products before. It'd be lovely to hear your thoughts. I will be back in a couple of days with a lovely fashion video for you. So hopefully I will see you then. Take care.